Hey everybody, how you doing? So we're going to kick off our series of our Bendix PAR-80 radio. The history of this radio is we got it from old 64 Goat, Bill, who bought the radio, I think at one of his flea market runs, maybe Jewett City. And Bill obviously liked the radio. He was having a problem with the latches when he first got it. And Bill did replace a couple of components in it. But as you'll see, it was a very crammed chassis. And it's a lot of fine detail work, and and for Bill, he decided that he wasn't going to try to tackle it, and I don't blame him. It's packed in there. I was able to get all those old caps out and replace them, so we're all set there. And you'll see in this upcoming episode, and we're at a baseline now where the radio does play, but it requires an alignment. So we're gonna we'll move forward with the project, and we'll get it working and restored back to where it needs to be. So here's episode 1. And Bill, I know you've been waiting for this a long time, so here it is. Hey folks, welcome to episode 1. We're working on our Bendix PAR-80 radio. This is the one that I got from old 64 Goat, Bill, up in Connecticut. And this is a radio that's kind of hard to work on because it's really tight in there, but we're making some good progress. Bill bought it and said he really loved the radio, and I looked at it and said, yeah, it's a really cool radio. It's an AC and a battery set. Of course, we're not going to use the battery part of it, but we're gonna do a wholesale replacement of these old waxy caps here. I just won't leave them in there. They're just too old, and a lot of them are melted and dripping. So this area was probably the most concentrated and was like really tight. And you see that we've taken just these out right here. And, I haven't dressed these yet and put them in the right locations, but we've got them replaced. I'm using the coil method on these things, so I'm snipping the wire that right close to the end, and I'm putting a piece of heat shrink on the wire that's there, and then I'm doing a coil on the new component, slipping it in and soldering. There's one electrolytic under here, which was originally this size. Now it's a little deal like that. That's a 25-25. And we just have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 more to go. And then we've got all the wax caps out of here. And then we're going to take a look at the electrolytic. I'm sure that that's probably no good. And there's a 3-part electrolytic in there. It's a 40, a 20, and a 100. So we're going to have to replace that. We'll test all the tubes, and we'll do an alignment. And one of the things that I am considering doing here, I haven't decided if I'm going to do it yet, but you'll notice that this particular radio has a jack here, I guess for headphones, and it also has I think that's an external antenna right here, and this is the jack I was talking about for headphones. Sorry, I had the camera zoomed in the wrong direction. What I'm thinking about doing possibly is taking out this jack and putting in a light, an indicator light, because this radio has no power light to tell you that it's on. So I'm thinking about possibly replacing that with a 120 volt lamp that will at least tell us that the power's on. I have to think about that first. Of course, the speaker's in great shape. I haven't put my finger through it yet. Dial string is really good, so we don't have to worry about that. And then we're going to do an alignment, and we're going to restore the case and do all that cool stuff. But you'll see there's not much to it. It's a pretty solid radio. I have a problem with this coil that I need to fix right here, and we'll zoom in on that so you can see it. Looks like when it shipped, this thing may have broken. I don't know, it's kind of flopping around there, but we could fix that. That's easy. And then here's our electrolytic I was telling you about right there. It's a little can. Having trouble getting the camera in here today. So so that's going to be the plan here. We'll get this thing recapped, and then we'll come back and start testing. So we'll be back. Okay, we're back. We've got all the capacitors changed out with the exception of this one here and this one here. And the only reason why I'm doing a test right now is just to make sure I've got everything right here. So we're going to do a power-up test, and we're going to see if this thing still works. So you'll see we've got plenty of real estate here now. It's not crowded anymore, and we've got everything replaced. I haven't done anything with the resistors, obviously. So let's take this thing, stand it up on its side, and I'll see if I can line up the shot here so you can see what's going on. Okay, cool. So we're going to use our new variac that we built. I have an antenna wire connected here. All right, so let's flip the power on the variac. It's in variac mode, obviously, over to the side. Let's hit the power switch. Power's on. Let's bring our variac up to 50. Now, I believe the tubes that are in this thing really won't work until you get up to about 100, but we'll find that out in a minute. I'll move this thing over so you can see the meter a little bit. There you go. Let's go up to 100. I don't see any smoke. So far, nothing. I think that was the power switch there.
You big dummy!
Let's see what happens. We're up to 110.
Well, that's not related to the battery.
Oh, there we go.
What the battery wearing out means you just won't be able to charge it.
That's good. Let's go up to 120.
The battery will go dead.
I was thinking the heating up was due to the battery.
Yeah, no, that could be other things. Actually, it's $49.
So there's that. That's good. That's 800. We're going to move there so we don't get a copyright hit. That's my house radio station, 800, right there. Now it's a Sunday night here, so there's not a lot of AM going on right now. All right, that's that. Now if we change bands, I don't think it's going to do anything. Let's see. I don't have the antenna connected that came with it. It is tuned for that antenna. I just have a straight wire antenna. Yeah. All right, that's no big deal. Let's go back to broadcast.
Hey, Tech, I'd love to sponsor this hour is Epson, of course. They make that amazing.
All right, so far so good. Our recap is pretty much successful. Just have to replace these two right here. There's one right there, and there's a Black Beauty sprayed there. It's a .002, I think. So we're going to replace those, and then we'll be done with the recap. Then we're going to, I want to check a couple of key resistors on this thing and make sure that they are the correct ones. Then we're going to, I don't think I need to do anything with the filter caps actually because I don't hear a lot of hum. So I'm imagining that the filter caps are probably good. So I don't know if I'm going to mess with those or not. We'll see. And then we're going to try to do an alignment and see if we can get some of the other bands to come in, like, you know, shortwave and stuff like that. So let me get those other caps changed out, and then we'll go from there. But our variac's working good, and the radio's working good. So happy about that. All right, let's turn this down. We'll be back. Okay, we have the other two caps swapped out, and the radio's back on. And I do notice that it's a little bit out of alignment now. And that's to be expected. When you change caps, you gonna have to go back and do a realignment. I am getting a station in, but it's a little rougher to do than before I change those last two caps. And obviously those two caps are probably, I have to look, but I think they're in the IF section. So that makes sense. So we've got something there, but it's not clear. So we have to do an alignment. So we've got all the caps done here. So now we're gonna next step for this thing is going to be to fix that coil on top. And let me turn this off. Fix the coil on top, and then we're going to do a full alignment. And I think the radio is actually going to be usable at that point. But that'll be in the next episode. I just want to get this up there real quick and show you where we are with it. So replaced a bunch of caps. Got a lot of real estate under there now, which we didn't have before. And if you want to see what the old caps look like, here they are. Garbage. So Bill, we're in good shape here, guy. So next step will be to see if we can get all the bands working, because I know when you had this radio, you said that there was a band that wasn't working. We're going to see if we can fix that. And we will move forward and restore the case and clean it and all that good stuff. All right, that's going to be it for this episode. So we will see you in episode 2 when we start to fix this thing. You guys have a great night. Take care.